faster way to get from Australia to Los Angeles. But so I got a couple things I can talk about. I thought I would poll the audience, see what you guys want me to talk about. I do a lot of marketing stuff, do a lot of entrepreneur stuff. So, and sometimes people like me to talk about motivation, how to get past procrastination. So those are the two topics I want to see. Show of hands or make some noise. Who would rather me talk about marketing and social media? Make some noise. How about motivation, getting past procrastination? All right, that poll didn't work out. That was about 50-50. So I'll talk about both. I'm gonna actually pull up some people's websites if you wanna volunteer and have me analyze your business. I've been doing this and people have been liking it. So most websites, most online brands suck, just to be clear. And if you can fix it, for those of you who don't know my story, because a lot of you here are here to hear Arnold more than me, which makes sense. 2001, I got started in the internet. I was completely broke. I had just lived for 2 years with the Amish. So I hadn't lived with no electricity, horses, all this. It was like an experiment in my life. I came back to the real world and I found myself broke with no job qualifications, no resume, no college degree. So I was living in a mobile home I didn't even have a room there. I just had a couch. And I was sleeping on this couch. And I remember what somebody had told me, which was, you need to find a mentor, somebody who had already done it. But I didn't know anybody. I'd never met a millionaire before, none of that. So I was stumbling through the internet and I came across this ad. And it was one of those ads you don't know whether you should believe, whether it's a scam. It was a guy on a beach in Hawaii in like a launch or like a beach chair, and he was saying, click here if you want to learn how I made $28,000 sitting on the beach today. And I was like, oh man, this sounds too good to be true, but I'm gonna test it. So I clicked the link. I ended up buying this guy. He had an online program where he mailed you 3-ring binders before kind of YouTube videos, so he mailed you something. His name was Corey Rudel. Anybody ever heard of Corey Rudel? Okay, he doesn't have a big Australian following. He died in a car crash in 2007. I never got to meet him and thank him, but I wish I had, because he was like this online mentor. And I don't remember all the things he taught, but he was like, go online. Google AdWords is the next big thing. So I went, and I didn't even realize that I was one of the first people in the world to ever use Google AdWords. I was in it 2 months after it launched. Now it's basically the biggest advertising platform in the world. So I made a little website. Long story short, within 6 months I was making 6-figure income. And I was like blown away. I was born single mom. My dad was in prison when I was born. I never met anybody who had made 6 figures and I was doing it. Then 7 years later, life comes in waves. I call it, the third wave. For everyone here, probably the biggest thing you're ever gonna do in your life is gonna come in the third wave. In my experience, they come in 7-year waves. So 2001 was the beginning. And I figured out how to make like 100 grand a year. Then, kind of went up. 2008, I was at kind of a conference like this, a business thing, it's dinner, and somebody said, you should look at Facebook ads. They're gonna allow you to advertise on Facebook. Okay. I tried that, and I remember I had a place in Hollywood. I went to eat sushi, I turned some ads on, spent like $1,000 on ads, and I came back after eating, I had made $18,000. And I was like, this is good. I figured out how to make 100 grand a month. That was 2008. And then 2015, who here has ever seen my videos on YouTube? Anybody? I just passed 2 billion minutes watched on YouTube and Facebook. So YouTube is this powerful force, but nobody was using it for advertising. And a guy at a dinner like this in 2014 was like, dude, you should do YouTube. This thing's gonna be big. So this is 7 years. 2001, 2008, 2015. And so I said, all right, I'm gonna try it. I went to Paris for New Year's, and while I was there, I've always liked to read books. I did a TEDx talk on why I read a book a day. And so I had bought all these books. I probably bought, 400 books. And my assistant Nathan calls me when I'm in Paris. He's like, there's no place to put these books. What should I do? And I said, Nathan, go to IKEA, buy some bookshelves, and stick them in my garage. And so he put them together, and when I came back one Sunday, I was sitting there and I had bought a Lamborghini for Halloween. And there was all these books in there, and I took my iPhone and I was like, I'm gonna go in here and just record a little video. And I recorded the video and I was like, here in my garage, just got this new Lamborghini. And I showed the bookshelves, and it's a 3-minute video, and this thing went viral, and there's a few versions, but it's been seen 600 million times. And that was the third wave. So I want to talk to you about these waves, because now I realize in hindsight, if I could do it all over again, you can make the waves go faster for you. How many people here are entrepreneurs or thinking about building their own business? Raise your hand. Okay. So because of technology now, I think you can condense these waves into like 18-month waves. So you can do what I did in 7 years, you can probably do it in 18 months, 36 months, under 3, 4, 5 years. So here's the thing, here's the catch, why most people don't do it. And I've been able to travel around the world, everywhere I go it's the same thing.